Hey, everybody. Ah, so today I really wanted to talk about all of the different platforms that are out there in terms of building websites. So website building platforms, there's a lot of them out there. I get people all the time who say, well, I don't want to go on WordPress because it's too complicated. Well, I've been on them all. I've built sites on them all. So I've built sites on Shopify, on Squarespace, SquareUp, Wix, Weebly, GoDaddy. I've built sites on all of them. And I would say that all of them are equally complicated if you're not used to website development software, like online software, page builders, and things like that. All of them are going to be equally complicated. What you're going to find easy is what you're used to, what you're accustomed to. So if you built a website on one of those platforms and you've been on that platform for some time, switching over is going to be so overwhelming. And one of the things that I hear all the time is, oh, I'm so overwhelmed. Like the tech is really a showstopper for me. I mean, sometimes that stops people dead in their tracks from taking their business and growing it online. And the reason is because they're just not used to the platform. So here is my advice if you're deciding on a website platform. You obviously want to use a platform that you're able to maintain and that you have full and total control over and that you own. That is number one. Don't hire a web developer that's going to put a bunch of custom code in and then hide it from you and put some secret key on it that you need to pay thousands of dollars to actually access that code. And then when you get in, you don't even know what to do. So don't do that. Like that's rule number one. If you are starting out or you don't have the budget to have someone maintain your site every month, then make sure that it is a platform where you have full control and full ownership over. That's number one. Number two is don't let anyone own your domain. You keep your domain, you let them have access to point it to the new server, the new platform, but don't let anyone transfer your domain or take it over because it will cost you money in the end. And it can also be a point of contention if things don't work out within a contract. So what you want to do is you want to find a platform that is going to scale with your business. Right now, you might be starting out. You might not have a lot of visitors to your site, but you want to build something that can hold the visitors, that can help you scale. You don't want to get on a platform that is going to charge you for every little feature and function that you need in order to scale your business. GoDaddy is notorious for that. Like you buy the page building platform, if you want email, it's X amount. If you want a security certificate, it's even more. If you want to hide your name, it costs you so much a month. Like every little thing that you do will cost you money. Same thing on Squarespace and same thing on SquareUp and same thing on Wix. Every little feature that you want, you're going to have to pay for. And that's fine if you have the budget. Here's the downside of those platforms. They're made for the masses and they're platforms that are very limited, one, when it comes to design, and two, when it comes to SEO. So you can implement some things on page and get your analytics, your Google Analytics plugged in, but you're not really going to be able to do full SEO or give your website a fighting chance to have a lot of visitors to it. And you might say to yourself, well, it's going to be a long time away before I get thousands of visitors every month. Well, that may be the case. However, what you don't want to do is as you start growing and visitors start coming to your site and your website starts getting slower, that means they're not going to come back. Number two, your rank will go down in Google because all these visitors aren't being able to be accommodated through this platform. So before you can even upgrade and expand your platform, you're going to get spanked. So don't do that. Like, build on something that's going to be there. Like you wouldn't buy a car that was going to die in 2 years. You're going to buy a car that's going to last you for as long as it can. You're going to build a home where the foundation is nice and stable and you're not going to get water leaks. And that's why I say these platforms are great and they make them to be user friendly, but they're no more user friendly than WordPress. WordPress is very user friendly. And not only that, It's not even just about the platform, it is the hosting. Oh my gosh, hosting is the most important decision you are going to make when it comes to your website. Why? Because that is like the engine of your website. It's like if you are buying this beautiful souped up car and you got some little go-kart engine, it's not going to go fast. So hosting is the most important decision you'll make. And all these platforms out there that currently say that they're user friendly and you can do all these great things on them, you're on shared hosting. So what is shared hosting as opposed to managed WordPress hosting or VPS hosting? So I want you to think of your website as, and your hosting as like the street where your website lives. And your IP address or your hosting address is like the house where your website lives. Unfortunately, with those platforms, there's like 20,000 people who live in this house with you. So when someone is searching for the right address or the right product or the right service, that person's gonna knock on the door of this house and they're gonna open the door and see 20,000 people all with red shirts on. So they're gonna have to try to find you in that. So you're sharing hosting with other people. And here's the other thing. In that house with 20,000 people, if someone plugs the toilet and there's one bathroom, you cannot go to the bathroom. So activity on everyone else's site and the things that they do that aren't so smart, you can be impacted by. And I've seen this happen so many times. And the other thing is you want to have a platform that, especially if you're starting out and you don't have a big budget, that you can take this website and move it to better hosting. So if you don't have a big budget for the big boy hosting yet, and you want to get on a $10 or $12 a month plan, but eventually you're going to need to accommodate more visitors, WordPress, you can take the files and move it to another hosting. On these other platforms, you cannot do that. You are pretty much stuck with them. So you're going to spend a lot of time and energy into designing and building this website. And at the end of the day, when it's time for your website to grow and scale, you have to start all over again. And 9 times out of 10, you're not going to be comfortable with the next platform like WordPress, and you're going to have to hire someone to do it for you. So get on something that is portable, that's flexible, that's scalable, and that can give you a good foundation as you grow your business. That's my 2 cents. That's from my own experience, my hands-on experience from the last 10 years of building websites. Number 1 is that hosting is so important. And number 2, get on a platform that's going to scale and grow with your business. All right, folks, we'll talk soon.